Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to episode 2 of Haylee's Lucidity School. I did not do an episode last week, as you guys know, because I had so much going on, but I am here today, and that is what matters. So I did want to resume on episode 2 this week. Last week, if you did not tune in, that was episode 1 of dream journaling and building dream recall. That is the most important thing when practicing lucid dreaming. So definitely check that out if you haven't seen that, and then come back to this one when you are ready to start implementing reality checks. Joyce, how are you? How's it going? Hey Sana, thank you so much for joining, you guys. It really means a lot. So I do have an idea of where we're going to go with this. We'll just see where it goes. But as you guys know, probably from the title, that this is going to be about reality checks and how to get lucid without doing the techniques. I know some of you may be working a full-time job. Maybe you don't have a lot of time to get up in the middle of the night and practice reality checks, or induction techniques. And that's where reality checks come in handy for anyone that doesn't have a lot of time to do that on their own. And actually, if you master reality checks, you actually don't even need techniques, because you'll get spontaneously lucid all the time. And this is how I usually get lucid. I do have times where I do set aside a time on like the weekend or one of my days off where I can practice induction techniques. Since I work from home, it is a little bit easier for me to do that, but I always rely on reality checks because that is what gets me lucid the most. And if we aren't critical of our environment and we don't pay attention to our surroundings, it's definitely going to make it hard to get lucid because we won't be paying attention. And that's why a lot of us don't get lucid in the first place, is because we are so used to living on autopilot when we're awake, and we never check in to see if we're awake. And I know that might seem dumb for any of you who have not had a lucid dream. Why would I ask myself if I'm awake when I know that I'm awake? And that's basically because you're training yourself to be more critical of your surroundings, and that habit is going to carry over into your dreams, so you will be able to realize when something is not right, or you don't recognize where you are. Like, you'll just be able to pick up on those little weird dream things that tell you that you're not awake. So that is the importance of reality checks. Can you explain wake back to bed and how long you stay up? Yeah, so we're definitely going to get into induction techniques in the next episode. I will touch on that really quick because that is definitely a solid technique, and there's lots of different ways to do that. So the technique I'm going to tell you, you can alter it to what you want. I kind of combine techniques. So I usually combine wild, wake back to bed, and mild together. And that is the technique that works best for me. And we will go into that next time, but I will touch on wake back to bed for you right now for anybody who is wanting to have a technique that they can rely on. And if you're a beginner, whether you're advanced in lucid dreaming, wake back to bed is an amazing technique that you can use. So this is something anybody can use, but make sure that you are already remembering dreams, or else it's going to be very, very hard to get lucid. And I did want to tell you guys really quick that the merch is out. I love this sweater, as you guys probably saw in the episode that I just released. I was wearing the same sweater, not recorded on the same day, but it's so comfy and I love wearing it. And if you want to check out the merch that I just released, definitely go to my merch shop. It is in the description. If I do remember, I will leave it in the comments after. But I just released a new Lucid line, and there's tons of stuff on there. And the more sales that we get on there, we get closer to giveaways. So I'll be able to actually do giveaways for my merch. We'll be able to add a lot more products to the merch shop that aren't available on there now. So keep that in mind, like pop sockets, like there's so many things that we can do with the merch shop. So definitely check that out if that resonates with you. Hey Corey, how's it going? And so to touch on the wake back to bed technique, you need to practice your REM stage. So for anyone who is not familiar with REM, that's basically stands for rapid eye movement. That is the stage of sleep in which we dream, lucid dream, have sleep paralysis, and most of our out-of-body experiences take place in REM as well. We go into REM every 90 minutes of sleep, but the first REM cycle is like 2 minutes. So try to aim for your later REM cycles. And remember, it happens roughly every 90 minutes, which means in a standard 8-hour sleep cycle, your longest REM stages will be after 4.5 hours of sleep, and 6 hours of sleep. So if you're wanting to do this wake back to bed technique, try to set your alarm around 6 hours. That way you can aim for your longest REM stage, because if you get lucid in a very short REM stage, your lucid dream is going to be very, very short. And if you want the longest lucid dream possible, you want to aim for your longest stages of REM, and that's going to give you the longest dreaming sleep where you can experience lucid dreaming consciously. So you're going to aim for about 6 hours. You can kind of play around with it. It is slightly different for each person, but you also need to take into account how long it takes you to fall asleep. If it takes you 30 minutes to fall asleep and you're wanting to wake up in your 6-hour REM stage, you want to set your alarm for 6 hours, 30 minutes. Keep that in mind. So just it's going to take some time to play around with it, see how long it takes you to go to sleep, when you're even going into your REM stage. But this is also the importance of dream journaling, because you'll be able to write down anytime you had a dream, the time will be there, the date will be there, and you'll kind of be able to look through your dream journal and be like, okay, it looks like I'm going into my dream stages around this time, so I'm going to start setting my alarm around this time, if that makes sense. So once you wake up, during your REM stage, you're going to stay up for about 5 to 10 minutes. It depends how long it takes you to fall asleep. If you're someone that falls asleep really, really easily, you'll probably want to stay in bed and just sit up for a few minutes. No, if you fall asleep really, really easily, you want to get out of bed so you don't fall asleep. I always get that backwards. And then if you have a very hard time falling asleep, then you'll just stay in bed, stay relaxed. And then after about 5-ish minutes, you're going to lay on your back and hold completely still. The point of this technique is to trick your body into thinking you're asleep. This is where my kind of twist on the technique comes in. If you want to do the regular wake back to bed technique, you can just say a mantra, write in your dream journal, or focus on a dream you want to have as you fall asleep. But if you're like me and want a little bit extra to the technique, then you'll actually stay awake and not just go back to sleep. You'll want to induce sleep paralysis in wake back to bed. And so you basically trick your body into thinking that you're asleep. This takes about 5, 10, 30 minutes. I know that's like a big gap, but it really just depends on you individually. So you will have to play around with that to see what works best for you. But you will hit what's called the rollover signal, which is basically if you start to get itches or urges to roll over, that is your body trying to check if you are awake. And since we want to trick our body into thinking we are asleep, we do not want to respond to these signals. So if you have an urge to roll over, itch, or move, ignore them. I know, it gets tough. Last time I had like a really bad itch on my lip and I was like, oh my God. And I just had to ignore it. And then after that, the body's like, oh, okay, she must be asleep since she didn't respond to the signal. So I'm going to go ahead and put her in sleep paralysis. Once you enter sleep paralysis, you're able to use an out-of-body experience technique or lucid dream technique from there to get lucid. Most of the time, a lucid dream will just start as long as you can stay conscious and not move. So you'll have to play around with that technique, but that is like the gist to that technique. Doing mindfulness meditation every night can also aid lucidity, absolutely, because that helps us bring that mindfulness into the dream. So if you want an extra bit of help, make sure to meditate 5 to 10 minutes before bed, and you'll carry that mindfulness into your next dream, and you'll be more calm when you get lucid, and you have a better chance at getting lucid because you practiced mindfulness before you fell asleep. So make sure it's the last thing that you decide to do. And Corey, I am doing great. Thank you so much for asking. So much is happening. It's amazing. Everything is amazing in life. And I hope you guys are staying safe and enjoying everything on your end as well. I love all your videos. When I lucid dream and talk to a dream character, I notice I put words in their mouth. When I get really quiet, they don't speak. Thank you so much for the compliment with my videos. And yeah, the dream state is very, very weird. Since everything is a part of us in the lucid dream, every dream character, every tree, every ocean, every cloud is a part of our psyche and represents something else. And so I like to ask a lot of questions about myself, about my life, and it kind of helps you build a stronger relationship with yourself through lucid dreaming. I mean, we only use 5% of our mind when we're awake because 5% of our mind is our conscious mind. 95% of our mind is our subconscious, but we can only access that consciously through hypnosis or something like lucid dreaming or altered states of consciousness. So this is why it's very important, because there's 95% more information than you even know about yourself. And if you are a lucid dreamer or practicing altered states of consciousness, you are utilizing 100% of your mind. Like, obviously the 95% is still working on the back burner, but we don't get to consciously experience it unless we induce a lucid dream or something like that. Sorry if there is a loud noise. I just noticed that someone was trying to call me on my Facebook, so I'm so sorry if that was loud. Let me get rid of that really fast. One moment. Okay, so now we're going to jump in to the reality checks. So there's two parts to a good reality check, which I'm going to get into right now. Hey Nicole, how are you? Been utilizing a lot of money affirmations and I just got called for an interview tomorrow. That's so cool. I actually do have a couple meditations for anyone who is interested in manifesting and using quantum mechanics to manifest. And I have been manifesting so much lately. Like, it is kind of insane. Like, this stuff really works and it is shown in physics. And so if you really want to learn how to manifest on a quantum level, I do have a couple meditations for anyone that is interested. So let me know. Maybe I'll post it in the comments after this video if I remember. I was in a nightmare last night, started dancing, it changed the mood of the dream. Yeah, whatever you do, it will change the mood of your dream. That's why a lot of people have nightmares if they feel fear, and then they get more scared, and then it gets more scary, but you have to realize you have control. So based on your emotional response, that's going to create the experience you have. So if you ever have a nightmare or something, you can absolutely turn it around really, really easy. So I do have a few things that I do want to touch on here. I don't have too long to talk, but I did, since I have a couple mentorships after this to do, but I did want to give you guys some information on reality checks. That way you can start using them to induce lucid dreams. So what are reality checks? Reality checks are basically you just getting in the habit of checking if you are awake during the day, and then that will carry over into your dreams, and you'll just start to check if you're awake in the dream, causing you to realize that you are dreaming. And you do not have to wake up in the middle of the night to do this. It happens spontaneously as long as you are practicing this while you're awake. I recommend doing at least 10 reality checks a day, because remember, you want it to be something at the front of your mind. You want it to be something that is a habit and a routine, and then that routine will carry over into the dream and you'll spontaneously get lucid. And sometimes all of your dreams, it really just depends, but using reality checks, I probably get lucid once a night, sometimes two. Obviously there's some nights I don't lucid dream as well. Really depends, but it's easy if you don't want to have to wake up in the middle of the night to do a technique. So why are they important for lucid dreaming? We kind of already touched over that. Makes it so you can spontaneously lucid dream without interrupting your sleep cycle and waking up with an alarm. I know that's not everyone's cup of tea. Plus, every time I set an alarm to do a technique, sometimes I'm so tired I turn it off and I'm like, okay, just one more minute, and then I fall asleep and wake up in the morning and I'm like, what the hell? So this makes it a little bit easier so you don't have to rely on, waking up in the middle of the night. So there are two fundamentals to a successful reality check, and I did want to touch on that with you. The first one is a mental reality check, and the second one is a physical reality check, and you want to tie these two together. So basically, a mental reality check is asking yourself questions. Without asking ourselves questions, we wouldn't be able to spontaneously get lucid, because we aren't probing our mind to see if we are awake or asleep. So for example, a few mental reality checks that you would want to ask yourself are, how do I know that I am awake right now? Is there anything weird about what I'm experiencing? Does everything look normal in my environment? Do I know where I am? Do I know the people that I'm around? Where was I 10 minutes ago? As you can see, you really want to be critical in these reality checks and really probe your mind to see if there's anything off in your environment. And even though you might know that you are for sure awake, that's not the point. The point is to create a habit of critical thinking. This is controlled by the prefrontal cortex part of the brain. The prefrontal cortex is associated with our sense of self, our critical thinking, and is tied to our 3D reality. So this means if you start practicing reality checks, you will carry your waking life consciousness into the dream, which is important, because without the prefrontal cortex activated, if you dream that you're the Queen of Egypt, you will believe you're the Queen of Egypt, which is obviously why people don't get lucid, because they aren't practicing that critical thinking to turn on that prefrontal cortex in the dream. So basically, when you're doing reality checks when you're awake, it is a practice ground for getting those to show up in your dreams. So definitely try to take them seriously, because if you don't take your reality checks seriously and you kind of just rush through them, you'll notice that you rush through them in the dreams and don't get lucid, and you'll wake up and you'll be like, dang it, I had it, but I didn't pay enough close attention when I was awake, so I didn't pay enough attention when I was dreaming and doing the reality check. So you want to tie in the mental reality checks with the physical reality checks. And we're going to get into the physical reality checks right now. These are just mine that I use, but keep in mind you can use anything in your environment to do the mental reality checks. But I definitely like to use my hands, because if anyone's seen Inception, people always ask me, am I allowed to use a spinning top or something for my reality checks? I kind of don't want you to do that just because it's not guaranteed that spinning top will be in your dreams every time, right? But you should have your hands and you should have your body, right? And if not, then you should probably know that you're dreaming. And this is why it's important to practice this kind of thinking when trying to induce lucid dreams. So the physical reality checks I do, and the reason why we do these actually, is because they won't act the same in your dream. If you go to count your fingers when you're awake and you get in the habit of doing that, once it starts showing up into your dreams, you're gonna have like 12 fingers. They won't even look like your hands. And this is why it's important to really pay attention when you're awake, because that will help it go into the dream as well. So I'm going to go through the couple reality checks that I do. Obviously, I kind of use my environment as well. Like I'll look at billboards if I'm out, and I'll look away and look back because it should look the same, right? Both times I look at it. But you'll notice in the dream, you'll look at it one time, you'll look away, and it will change the next time you look back at it. So basically, reality checks are to help you find the glitches in reality, and this will help you find the glitches in your dream reality, which will tell you it is a dream. So I hope this is making sense. So let's go ahead and get into the reality checks I do. And keep in mind, you want to use these mental reality checks alongside with the physical reality checks at the same time. It is very important that you don't do one or the other, but you do both together, because without the physical reality checks, there's no way to see the glitch, and without the mental reality check, there is no way for your prefrontal cortex to be activated in the dream, causing you to realize your dreaming. So as you can see, they really go together. So let's get into the physical reality checks I do. First, I will count my fingers, and I'll look very closely at my hands. I'll look at the lines on my hands, and I'll really get familiar with what my hands look like, because in the dream, they'll get blurry, like they'll just look different. So you really want to pay attention to what your reality checks result in when you're awake. So I'll look at my hands, I'll look at all the fine lines, and I'll count my fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I have 10. Look away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. They look the same as they did the first time. And the reason why you want to do it twice is because the dream has a hard time at replicating what it just saw, which is why you can look at a billboard, look away, and look back, because it's going to change each time you look at it. And so when you do your reality checks when you're awake, make sure to do everything twice. That is very, very, very important. And you want to make sure to do more than one reality check, because the dream can sometimes convince you that you are awake, but you want to have backup reality checks that you're in the habit of doing. That way you don't miss out on a chance to get lucid. So I will count my fingers. All right, I have 10 like we did. I counted twice. And then I'll really look at the lines on my hands, and I'll try to poke my finger through my palm. This one's really fun, because if you get in the habit of doing this, when you get lucid, your finger is going to go through your palm, because it is basically an illusion world and nothing is solid. So you want to use that to your advantage when learning how to do reality checks. So after I count my fingers twice, I'll look away, look back again, and I will try to poke my finger through my hand. Obviously, it looks pretty solid. I assume that I'm awake right now just because everything kind of looks the same every single time I look at it, and everything just seems to look the same. So you're going to try it on both hands. Great. Looks like it worked, right? The next one that I do is plugging my nose, and I'm going to try to breathe in. Obviously, if you're awake, if you're plugging your nose, you're not going to be able to breathe, right? Because you're plugging your physical nose. But in the dream, if you get in the habit of doing this reality check and it shows up in your dream, your physical body in bed does not have its nose plugged. It's just your dream nose. So if you plug your nose in the dream and try to breathe in, you're going to be able to breathe. So that should tell you that you are dreaming. So those are the main ones that I do. And then I will just look around my environment, look away and look back again. You can use this with like books if you want to look at like a book title around you. When I'm driving, I will look at a billboard, look away and look back. It should be the same, obviously. So you want to get in the habit of doing this out in the world as well, because if you're kind of nervous to do reality checks in front of real people in your waking life, you're not going to want to do reality checks around dream characters because you've created that habit. So as you can see, whatever you want to do in the dream, you need to start doing in waking life. So never limit yourself to only doing reality checks in your house, or else if you're ever lucid outside of your house, or if you're ever dreaming outside of your house, you'll never check because you're too nervous in waking life, which that nervousness will carry over into the dream. So keep that in mind. I hope this makes sense, but you can really use anything in your environment to check. A lot of the time people will use their phones as well. You can look at your phone, look at the time, look away, look back. Literally almost every single time in the dream it changes. So that is something you can use as well, but keep in mind you can really use anything in your environment. I have trouble keeping a good breathing pattern. So are you referring to like when you're practicing like inducing sleep paralysis? Because when it comes to that, if we're like breathing super deep, we actually are telling our body that we're awake, because that's not our natural breathing pattern when we're sleeping. And usually when we're sleeping, we don't need to take in as much air. So it might feel like you're breathing really shallow, but that's actually how your body sleeps and acts. So if you want to mimic, your sleep, and you want to trick your body into thinking you're asleep, let the body do exactly what it does when you are asleep. I hope that makes sense. Look, my nose dies. Hopefully you don't do that. Hopefully you're pretty safe with your reality checks. I know some people will try to like run and like jump in the air to see if they fly, and if they don't fly off, they obviously know they're awake. I'm sure some of you don't want to go around jumping in public, so there are like more like low-key ones that you can do, which I like mine, because when I was working at a call center, counting my fingers at my desk just looks like I'm doing math or something that I'm working on. So it was really easy to get away with it. And I would just be able to look around, observe things, look away and look back, and no one would really know. And same with the nose. It looks like you're just like itching your nose or something if you do it really quick. So if you're like nervous about looking a little bit, out there, there are ways to kind of make your reality checks a little more low key, if that makes sense. But definitely don't like plug your nose until you suffocate and die. That's probably not the best thing to do, but just find something that works for you. I just wanted to give you a couple examples of what you can try for your reality checks. And this is going to be a little bit shorter episode today, just because reality checks are pretty simple. I do want to touch on them in the next episode as well, just so we can have a little bit of a refresher. And next time we're actually going to be learning induction techniques. So wake back to bed, mild, wild, filed, dialed, like there's a million, and you can also create your own techniques, which I have done, which I will share with you as well. But that is going to be really, really fun. But this is the way where you can spontaneously get lucid. Again, I would try doing reality checks at least 10 times a day, just so you can get in the habit. If anyone is interested in reality check stickers, I do have that on my merch shop. They say, "Are you dreaming?" And you can put them all around your house and do a reality check anytime you see one. So it kind of helps as a little reminder. So I will definitely check the description. My merch shop should already be listed there. And then you can also download an app. If you have like a Samsung phone, there's one called Awoken, and that's what I use. And you can set it how many times you want it to go off, and it will just pop up on your phone. Hey, are you dreaming? You do a reality check, and then you just click, okay, I'm not dreaming, which is really, really rad. You can also use that for dream journaling or a lot of other things, but I just use it for reality checks. I don't even really need it anymore. And I know that reality checks might seem like a lot of work at first. Well, I hardly do reality checks anymore because I've created the habit of being very mindful and critical of my environment. So I don't really do reality checks too much anymore because I've created the habit, and I spontaneously get lucid. So don't think that this is going to be a ton of work constantly. You just have to build the habit first, and then you're good to go. And just make sure that you're a little bit consistent with your practices. But it's not going to be a lot of work. Initially, it will be, because you are creating the habit, but if you want it bad enough, then you will do it. And I promise you, it will definitely pay off, and you will have an amazing time and go on amazing adventures all the time. So it really is worth it. 40-part Lucid Dreaming course. Does this course have videos that aren't discussed in your YouTube channel? Yes, it does. Actually, all the videos in my course are not anywhere else. You can only find them in the course. And in my 40-part video course, there's 40 videos that are not released anywhere else, and they walk you step by step. I have it in 4 sections. The first section is mastering dream recall and building a really solid, stable dreaming practice. Next, we go into spontaneous lucid dreams, learning reality checks, mastering all of that. Next, we go into induction techniques, even some that I haven't listed here, how to master inducing sleep paralysis for out-of-body experiences. And the last section that is in my course is how to use lucid dreaming for life transformation and healing. So this is reprogramming your mind to get rid of any fears, phobias, negative habits, thought patterns, addictions, belief systems, depression, anxiety, insomnia, PTSD, and so much more. You know that you can practice skills and wake up with improved skill. I teach you how to talk to your subconscious mind, how to manage manifest money and other things through the lucid dream. And so it is really an amazing course, and anyone who signs up for my course gets a free one-on-one session with me. We will just meet on like Zoom or something, and I check up on you after. So once you're in the course, I'm dedicated to your practice, and I will be there every step of the way, and you will have my email, you'll have everything where you can reach out to me anytime you need. And I also send you some meditations that I made using binaural beats to induce lucid dreams and out-of-body experiences. So anyone who does sign up for the course, I am dedicated to your practice. Once you invest in working with me, I fully invest in you and will make sure that you're inducing lucid dreams in 30 days or less. For anyone that doesn't know, that is my guarantee. You will be able to induce lucid dreams and even probably out-of-body experiences in 30 days or less. And it's because I found out what works, what doesn't work, how long it takes, and I cut out all the BS so you just have the information you need to create a strong lucid dreaming practice. And all of the students in there are like, it's so cool. We have a whole community. Anyone who signs up for my course, I will also add you to my private Facebook course community where you can talk to everyone else in the course, share your stories, ask questions, and we go live in there and have meetings and talk and share our dreams and stuff. And it's a really cool lucid dreaming family. So if you are interested in that, then I would definitely check that out. It is in the description as well. And I do have a discount for you guys. You can actually get 50% off if you sign up within the next couple weeks. That discount is going to be disappearing, so if you are interested in signing up for the course, I would definitely recommend doing that sooner than later. All you have to do is use half off, no space, HALFOFF at the coupon code, and you'll be able to get 50% off, and you'll still get the one-on-one session with me and the full 40-part lucid dreaming video course, and everything else that I add on to it as well. I plan to add a small astral travel section to that course. So once you're in the course, you have everything else for free that is added to it after. So it really is an amazing, I'm so glad that I made it, because it's like, I'll have to share some of the client stories with you guys, because it's like so cool to hear what people are experiencing from the course. So half off is the code that you'll use. Again, no space for that coupon code or for that discount. And again, it won't be around much longer, so definitely get on that if you are interested in doing that. Which do you prefer for dream journaling, phone, pen, or paper? So I prefer an actual pen and paper, because I never know if First of all, I never know if my phone is going to be dumb and delete everything. And second of all, the blue light from your phone can tend to wake you up or make it harder to go back to sleep if you're wanting to do a technique. Also, I just prefer writing. I love writing. I have probably a bajillion notebooks. Yes, that is a real number. Trust me, I'm a doctor. Just kidding, but seriously, I have so many notebooks. I love to write. And then once you need a new dream journal, you basically just build up a little library of all your past dream journals and can read through them, and you can find out when you've had prophetic dreams, so dreams that actually happen later. You can, it's just a great time. I love to read through my dream journals. I read through them like books, honestly, because I think it's really fascinating. Would you be so kind as to provide a link to your course? Absolutely, my friend. Let me get that to you. So, all right, here is my 40-part lucid dreaming course. Let me post it. There you go. And again, I will put the code. Use the code half off right there for 50% off. Again, it's not going to be around much longer because I am coming out with an out-of-body experience course. It should be around 40 parts as well. So I'm going to be dedicating a lot of time to that course. So this should be the last discount I'm doing for this course currently, for a little bit anyways. So yeah, definitely do that. Once I see that you're signed up, I will send you an email with the PDFs I have for you, the meditation, and then you can message me anytime from there. And then we can even connect on Facebook. If you want to, I can add you to my private community and we can get going from there. But yeah, definitely let me know, guys. If you actually don't even need to let me know, because I'll get an email with your information, just your email telling me that you signed up, and then I'll just be able to send you all the information from there. And guys, like, I would never create something for you that I truly didn't believe in, and I really worked hard on that course. It took, I really planned it out the best way that I could, to give you all the information that you could possibly need. And there's some stuff in there that I haven't even touched on, like the best supplements or herbs for lucid dreaming. I go into tips for insomnia. So if you're someone that has a hard time sleeping, it'd be so hard for me to think of everything that's in that course because it's 40 videos. And again, you can't find those videos anywhere else, just in that course. So definitely check it out if that is something that you guys are interested in. All right, guys, so this is going to wrap it up for today. I know it was only 30 minutes, but reality checks are pretty simple, and I want to make it as simple and easy to remember as possible for you. But definitely keep in mind that if you have any questions, you can email me, and then if any of you decide to sign up for the course, I will be in touch with you, and we will plan everything from there. And again, you do get a free call with me for an hour. We get to talk, and you can ask me all the questions that you want. I'll tell you all the little secrets that I haven't talked about on my YouTube channel, because there's loads of stuff within this practice that I haven't even been able to touch on because there's just so much to it. So yeah, if you guys sign up for that, I will be in touch with you, and you'll be lucid dreaming in 30 days or less, and probably out-of-body experiences. That just tends to happen because a lot of the techniques are very similar, so I'll be able to help you induce both experiences and use it for deeper practices for self-discovery, exploration, manifestation, and healing and life transformation. So it really gets as deep as you want it to go. This is just the surface level. This is me just teaching you how to get lucid. To start, that's the foundation. But once we dive in, it goes so much deeper. I don't even know how deep the rabbit hole goes, honestly. I'm still with you on that, so we can find that out together. But I want you to know it is a limitless world, and you are limitless, and I want to help you guys experience your ultimate potential and help you change your life in any way that you guys need or want. I'm on the page where I enter credit card, but there's nowhere to type half off. So let me see. It should be at the bottom. Once you click enroll in course, I'm doing it with you right now. Maybe I can pull it up on the screen for you guys. Let's see. Let me see. Let me make sure that it's still active. Let me log in really quick. And if not, I can always refund you 50% right after, but let me see, because it should be there. But I know what you're saying. I can see that as well. And if it's not active, let me go in and check really fast. All right, this will just take 2 seconds. Courses, okay. Coupons. Okay, yeah, it does look like it is active. Maybe I need to log out. Oops. Oopsies, okay. Let's see. Okay, what I'm gonna do, because I see what you're talking about, I'm going to, if it's okay, I'll email you. Oh, you see it now? Okay, because I couldn't find it either. Oh, I see it. Okay. They must have updated that. Okay, I see it. Yeah, it's like a little small link under the picture that says add coupon, but before it was at the bottom, and I just realized they changed it, so I was like, wait, this is not right. Okay, I'm glad that you found I'm glad you found that, because that was kind of tripping me out as well. Okay, great. Let me get back to you guys. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm glad you found it though, because that was like a little weird for me as well. Yeah, once you sign up, I will send you an email. I will get you all set up. I will get you into the private community, send you the meditations, and then whenever you're ready for your session, it could be before you start the course, in the middle of the course, after the course, whenever you need me, just email me and then we'll get that set up. What's up, Will? We are actually about to end right now. I do have some things to get to, but this is an amazing episode if you're wanting to learn how to spontaneously lucid dream without all of the waking up to the alarms, practicing techniques, all of that. So it does make it a little bit easier. So anyone who kind of missed this, definitely just go back and watch it. And yeah, I hope it helps you. And again, next time, guys, we will be talking about inducing lucid dreams at will, which means using techniques. And I'm going to go over a ton of techniques. I'm going to see, I don't want it to go too long because I don't want to overwhelm you guys. So I'm going to choose some of my favorite techniques and then some of the techniques that I've created. And then we're going to have a great time. And then keep in mind, guys, if you ever have any questions about your dreams or like anything you're going through, definitely make sure to leave them in the comments or in the chat anytime and we can discuss them. I love hearing you guys' dreams, your experiences. It's amazing. So thank you guys so much for joining. I love you so much. We will be back next time. I am usually live Sundays. I know I haven't been as consistent with it, but it's because I'm available for my clients 7 days a week. So it really just depends when I don't have mentorships going, but I will set some time aside on Sundays for this Lucidity School because it is very important to me and you guys are important to me and I want to be able to help you guys in any way that I can and connect with you guys. So I love you so much, everyone. Again, thank you so much for joining. And as always, I'm sending you endless love and endless lucidity, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.